evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research, and welcome to Free Energy Fridays. It's Friday night. It is January 3rd, 2025. Welcome to the show. Our regular panel, Nathan, Lulu, Philip, and Mr. Ben. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey.
Good, thanks. The first working day of 2025. We're still alive.
I don't go back till Monday, so the shop I work at, we closed down for 2 weeks for the holidays. So, yeah, it's back to reality on Monday. So,
Oh, yeah,
have as much fun as you can.
Yeah, well, I think I'm more busy at home than I am at work. There's so much to do at home all the time, and things have to be done, and garbage has to be taken out, and shopping, and this and that, whatever life stuff.
You know what I say? Even if it's a chore, start dancing while you're doing it. Listen to music, and then you'll be all right.
I went online last night, and I took your advice, Nathan, and made some shorts there last night.
Oh, nice.
Posted those, so I don't know if you've seen any of them.
I'll have to check those out. I haven't.
Yeah, some of them are hilarious. I got some really good clips there.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to check those out now.
I saw both of them. Yeah.
Oh, you saw, I got 4. I think I put up 4 or 5 of them.
I saw 2.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Hey, John.
Yeah, live chat's alive and well.
So you used StreamYard to do it?
Yeah, I did actually. I finally figured it out. It took
Nice.
me a while, but I got it. So yeah, I finally figured it out. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
live chat's open. Everybody, any questions, comments for the panel? Feel free. I'll start posting them on the show. So yeah.
Yeah, so your chat is already pretty active.
Yeah, the last little while, my chat's been very active, which is good. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
So this week I've just been printing my cell cases and stuff like that. So actually, I got it running right now behind me. I'm going to make 20 cells. So yeah, I'm getting very close to the big build here. So I'm just trying to get all my components together and everything I need to do the build. And then it's going to be...
How many cells do you need?
I'm going to make 20 cells in this build. It should give me about 32 volts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to make a video of it when it's done, or is this something that's going to be private for...
I could show probably the cell itself, but I can't really talk about what's inside of it because of the NDA. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my partner about that, if I could even show it.
Well, you did say you were going to break down the Renegade at least, though.
Yeah, like the Renegade. See, eventually I want this cell running my Renegade device.
Right. So okay, yeah. So it's like a it works in conjunction with it, like kind of like what I'm doing with the Green Machine and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah. So this thing will keep the battery. Well, I know, the 4 motorcycle batteries that I use to power the Renegade gives me about 50 volts, right? So, but I'm extracting like less than a half a watt out of those 4 motorcycle batteries. The batteries basically don't even know there's a load on it.
Yeah, it's such a low amount that's being drawn. Basically, probably just to trigger your coils, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's triggering the 0-point energy, the vacuum, right? So
it doesn't take a lot to trigger those coils and get that kickback, that back EMF. So
yeah, I sent Nathan. I think I sent you an email. It was a live interview with John Bendini and this other guy. His grandfather designed a wireless radio system, kind of like Stubblefields.
Uh-huh.
But he got into Gabriel Crone and how his negative resistor worked. Really interesting information.
Wow. I just mentioned to my audience earlier in the pregame show that's one component that I really want to find out how it worked, was the negative resistor. That's something that I really want to do a deep dive on.
Works. Look at my Renegade device. My Renegade device is the negative resistor.
Oh, so when you break down that device, we'll have to really pay attention and then make the connections there.
Well, it's
Nice.
keeping it open, right? That's why you use the spark gap switch. You want to keep an open system, meaning the dipole doesn't get killed. As soon as you close the system, a closed circuit.
And see, you always hear Bedini, talk about that, right? Or I'm sorry, Tom Bearden talk about that, but he never really explains how, and I guess that's like the next step is like, how do you not destroy the dipole?
Right.
And
so it's already been done. It's already been done since the late, 1890s, and that's the spark gap. The spark gap breaks the symmetry. It also breaks the equilibrium of the system. So when you got something triggering at a high rate of speed like that, it's not a closed circuit. It's actually open because it's firing off so fast.
Right. And when you create that asymmetry, nature gives you a little bit more back to work with.
Right. And that's why it's basically fundamentally the same way that Gabriel Crohn's negative resistor works.
Yeah, it's just like tilting a wheel and having gravity take it back.
Well, when the system's open, it cuts off the current flow, but it does it for a nanosecond. But because you're triggering it at a very high rate of speed, it thinks it's closed, but it's not. It's continuously open.
Does it have to do anything with the charge, a polarity, like it flips the charge polarity?
Well, it does that too. That's what happens after it collapses. Yeah, the poles flip. But the most important part is keeping that dipole open. So having a physical release from the system where the spark happens, where you have that spark discharge, that is open, but it's still closed. But it's still open. You see what I'm saying? So at a high rate of speed, the system thinks it's closed, but it's not. It's staying open because that high rate of triggering. As a result, that's why my Renegade, perfect example, only draws 0.47 watts. It's very little resistance because the second that switch opens, your current goes to zero. The resistance goes to zero. So that's why my batteries last for months before I have to actually charge them.
That's pretty impressive, Mike. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive.
Well, like I said before, it's not it's been done since the 1890s. It's just
I mean, from my perspective, though, we've been trying to do something similar to what you've done, and I'm just, I'm very impressed by your work. That's all.
Thanks.
You're very impressed.
I'm laughing at Nathan's chat.
Oh, open hole.
Open hole. It's the year of the hole, man. I'm telling you. The year of the hole. Keep that dipole open.
Yeah, I have that pole.
That die hole.
The die hole.
You guys keep saying that you're going to manifest like a black hole somewhere close.
A black hole.
Seriously.
Dangerous.
I mean, we already have aliens, so confirmed. So what's next?
The aliens are watching us, and this is their TV channel. They're like, stop saying hole so much. Move on to the next topic.
It's our insider secret.
Yeah, there's a secret key.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I want to show a couple of videos here. Out of all the years that I've worked on these motors, there's only one or two guys that I found came close to what I was doing. The video I'm going to show you was done over 12 years ago. I doubted this guy's still alive because he sounds like he was in the 70s or 80s when he did it. So chances are this guy's not around. His handle on YouTube's called Jasmine52. So I'm just going to share my screen here.
All right.
just want to show his videos, and he's only got like 5 videos. Okay, you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, you see it.
Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, this is the kicker. Okay, this guy. These videos are 12, 11 years ago. They only got 644 views. And this guy has got it better than 98% of the people that made a Adams motor. I'll show the video here.
Hi there, I'm back again with the Adams motor, testing these bipolar coils that are on their drive coils. This is the battery. I don't know if you can see the meter here, but at the moment it's 7 milliamps, and that's what the inverter is actually taken when it's got no load on it. As shown before with the circuit board, I have an LED here that just lets me know when the timing's right. You can see it come in, and looking at the meter, you see it come in. Okay, the LED is actually drawing about 17 milliamps, sorry. Okay, now we're gonna get this thing going just to show you the current draw on it. Last time I did it a bit wrong, actually got the measurements wrong, but we'll just start her up. Wait till it gets up to speed. About up to speed now. Now look at the meter, and this is just in line with the battery. We're showing 67 milliamps, 66 milliamps. Okay, now I'm going to plug in this lead. This lead is coming from the secondary bipolar coil, or Pete's drive coil. So we'll plug it in, and you'll see now that the driving current now is only 62 milliamps. I'll just unplug the leader here. It should take up to 69. I'll again plug in the secondary side of the bipolar coil. Now it's dropped down to 62 milliamps. So they do make a difference. So I'll just take it out again. 60 back up to 68. So they do make a difference. I'm taking a reading from the coil from the switch, which is slightly different reading. So whether because it's pulsing, it's made a difference, but it's slightly different reading. Taking the secondary side of the bipolar coil and feed them back into the circuit does make quite a bit of difference. It drops the current drain from 72 down to 66, so it's quite a bit of saving. Okay, we'll get back to you with another one later. Cheers.
All right, so that was one of his videos. He was getting way over Unity in one of the other videos he had. I think he was putting out over 7 watts of power, and he was only putting in like a half a watt, just over a half a watt. So yeah, so stuff like this, like many people have done it over time, right?
Yeah, you see all these videos every once in a while that are years old and very few views, and then it's something extraordinary and nobody just noticed.
But where do you think the energy is coming from? Like from the temperature or nuclear?
Well, if you look, he had the commutator switch at the top. That's the original design of Robert Adams. That second disc that was on top.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
That's the trigger.
Oh, for the coil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So what is a commutator? That's just a trigger?
It's a mechanical trigger. Yeah, it was getting a spark off it, right?
Yeah.
So that spark was creating that negative impulse.
That's
And
cool.
that's why his motor worked where so many others fail, because they use MOSFETs as the trigger, the Hall effect. They'll use a Hall effect, hook it up to a MOSFET. And right there, you've lost. Right there.
So what's the issue with that, though, specifically the MOSFET and the Hall effect?
You need the physical break. There has to be a physical
Oh,
separation.
you know,
That's where
that makes sense.
That's where the circuit opens.
Yeah, but that also, that makes complete sense. And when I'm looking back at the Practical Guide to Free Energy Devices chapter on the Joule Thief, they recommend a physical switch for that break.
Exactly. See?
Mm-hmm. And you know, when I turn on and off components, like I hook up the Christmas tree as a load to the Lightning Thief, I turn it on, and you see a spike in current when you turn it on.
Right.
A huge spike in current.
Yeah, because when you plug it in, you get that sudden spike. That's inductance. So it's a matter of how much wire is in that circuit. That's induction, right? So when you put a current into it for the first time, it surges into it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I have a
I
question.
understand that. That makes sense. Huh.
The surge, isn't that data, like the surge that goes from one side to the other side, right?
Yeah, it's the inductance of the coil.
Okay, is that information?
Sorry?
That data, is that would like, let's say the overall idea, we're trying to transmit information from one system to another, but using electricity to push it through.
Yeah,
right?
like this is not fringe science. This is regular engineering, right?
Okay. With the pushed energy, could that be ever recorded on anything? Like the whatever parameters of the all whatever parameters of measurements there are for that. Is that a possibility?
Well, what it's going to do is draw current from your source. So, like a perfect example is a motor, an AC induction motor. If you're using a high power AC induction motor, they will have a series of capacitors with the motor. And what that does is smoothing out the power. When the motor is fired up for the first time, it demands current. So instead of throwing the current from the source directly into the motor, which actually can damage the motor, it will draw it into the capacitor bank first. The capacitor bank will smoothen it out and give an easier transition to the motor.
It allows it to siphon it out.
It's an inductive load, right? You're pulling. When you flip that knife switch, you get a surge of power from the source to, if it's a big coil and it's got a lot of inductance, it's going to pull a shit ton of amps from the source, which could actually damage your coil. That's why they put those stiffening capacitors with a motor, especially induction motors. They put these caps there to protect that motor from drawing too much current into the motor and burn out the windings or the brushes or whatever the motor is. It could do a lot of damage with DC motors. So especially that, you would want to put a capacitor with that motor to protect it from a surge, right?
Just keep on adding on things until you smooth out, you deplete that initial energy until it matches the flow back to the.
Right. So here's another good example. Thomas Edison, when he deployed his very first DC electric power station in downtown New York, what happened was when he threw the knife switch to connect the power to the generator system, all those induction motors, they all blew up. They all blew up because the induction that was in those motors it drew so much current from the main lines, it blew the main power transformer, just obliterated it, destroyed it. So they had to develop a way of turning that power on very slowly. And then eventually they developed capacitor banks, very large capacitor banks. So when they do flip the switch, it's not going to blow the snot out of the generator, right? It has to be a slower transition of power. But Edison learned that lesson the hard way at the Pearl Street power station in downtown New York. By the way, I actually went there, so I've seen that old building.
Nice.
Yeah, very first power station in the U.S. Well, I guess in the world. So, yeah, capacitors can be your friend, especially when you're dealing with highly inductive loads. I sent you also. Nathan, I sent you that the link for Slider. Check out his stuff. He has some pretty cool stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I subbed to his channel already, so I can check it out.
Yeah, check it out when you got time. Let's see if we got another good video here. Just got a couple of them. Okay, let's do this one here. Okay, just start it at the beginning. This one's actually better because it's a better close-up. So I'll just share my screen again. All right.
Wound with bipolar coils, another driving coils. Here it's just a normal car 12-volt battery. We have a inverter here. We're just bringing it up to about 62 volts.
60 volts.
We're using photo optical switch in there as well. And we also have down here on the circuit board a LED just to let us know when the timing's right. As you'll see by just turning the thing here, this light will come on, LED. So we get the timing right. I found out the best timing for this is just past register. So we're getting less current draw that way. So we'll just turn it on. We'll just plug in the lead here. We'll give it a bit of a start. It doesn't take much to actually get it started. And this drawing actually it's on the 10 amp scale, and at the moment it's measuring 0.9 amps. Actually reached top speed at the moment. What we've done is, I've used a secondary coil of bipolar line to capture the back EMF to feed it back into the circuit. It has actually knocked the current draw down a bit. As you can see on the meter here, it's 0.09. At the moment, I've plugged in the lead here. You'll see the voltage, the current drop down a bit. Gone down a 0.08, so it has improved it a bit. So, and the speed same. The coils, we've had it going for several hours, and the coils just remain cold. It's cool to the touch. The components are sort of room temperature. We'll just undo the source for a moment, disconnect it for a moment. And we'll just plug it in and start it up again. You see the current go up, go down as it moves west to west. It's reached about its maximum speed now and sitting on 0.9. I'll just take the lead from the secondary coils, and if you take note of the meter, you'll see it drop. Connecting it now, and it's dropped from 0.09 to 0.08 milliamps. Amps, sorry. So we're talking about 80 milliamps. Later, when we wind some generator coils, we'll do another video showing the differences in current gain mass. The coils are real chill, real cold. And we're still sitting on 0.9. I'll just plug in that lead from the secondary slot. Can drop down at 0.8. Take it out. 0.9. 0.09, sorry. Back in at 0.8. So we'll disconnect the source.
Yeah, so cool video.
Yeah.
See, like most pulse motors, like even Bendini said, if your pulse motor is pulling more than 100 milliamps, it's not working properly. It has to be 100 milliamps and below for it to be effective. And he actually said that in the vacuum series. So, yeah, you got to go for, if you can get down to, say, 40 or 30 milliamps a draw, yeah, you're on the right track. You're well on the way. So that's the key to negative resistive load. Yeah, John.
Okay. So
That's interesting because I'm getting about 34 milliamps draw.
That's good. That's
off the battery.
Do you have a big load on that?
So, just a 9-watt, LED bulb.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, Joule Thieves are great. They're great circuits. And they do pull negative energy. They are a free energy device. They do
it's
pull
probably
in negative energy from the vacuum. They really do.
Probably one of the most simplest circuits I found,
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pulling energy from the vacuum in that case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at that point, it's just how you utilize it. You're pulling it, but we need to effectively utilize it and get it to the load.
Yeah. There was another guy, I'm trying to think of his name offhand. He's been around for a long time too. He made a super Joule ring circuit, and his are like really, really high powered. Like we're talking 120 watt loads, stuff like that. Yeah, they're really good. Hold on, let's see if I
Yeah, because they calculated there's a lot of energy in the vacuum to the point of C squared divided by Newton's G, which is 1 times 10 to the 27 kilogram per meter. So this is the linear mass density, which is quite big, and you also have electric linear linear charge density, which is yeah, we're in an ambient charge density as well. So there's the two types of energy we can harness in the vacuum.
I should have sent empty boxes out with Phil's equation inside as a gift. Here, you get a box full of energy.
One is thermal energy.
Yeah, yeah, the energon cubes.
Thermal energy is one that's used in space, right?
Yeah, when you're pulling negative energy, your coils will always cool down. If you're not pulling, if your coils are heating up, you don't have it. You're pulling hot energy. You're pulling current.
Yep.
That's the see, with negative energy, there is no meter out there that can read it properly. Our meters that we use today to do voltage testing and all that stuff, they don't work with negative energy.
No.
Negative energy does not work with our amp meters and our current meters. You might be able to get a voltage out of it and see what the waveform is, but that's about all you're going to get. You're not going to get true readings because it's negative energy. Our devices that we use for diagnostics weren't designed to do that with negative energy.
So what would be your recommendation on how to get a just a semi reading on the current?
Well, basically right now, and even John Bedini said, is by pure just observation of seeing how bright the light will go. You could actually get a
How long it'll last?
A luminance meter that tests the brightness, so you can compare something out of the wall, check the luminance, and then hook it up to your device. And if you're getting a higher luminance than what's coming out of the wall, that means your device is putting out more energy than the wall is.
Or even if it's getting lower luminance, but it lasts longer, that's another factor too.
Yeah.
Because I think with the coil that I'm working with, it might throttle down to a lower, power setting just to maximize its efficiency. So you might not get 100% brightness.
Right. Yeah, you're going to get the long term. Yeah, I see what you're.
It's just going to find. Yeah, it's just going to find that natural equilibrium where it's going to last the longest.
Oh, here's another guy I want to show. He's been around for a long time, and he makes really cool pulse motors. Here, I'm going to share my screen again. This guy's been around. This guy's been around.
His name is Gerald.
Let me just share my screen one more time here. Share screen. All right, Mr. Lid Motor. So he makes micro-sized pulse motors. And some of his motors have been running for like almost 10 years. And he, with most of his devices, he only uses a super cap to run them. Oh, this one's cool, the penny oscillator. I want to show this one.
Okay, well, this is a replication of a project that Slider and a guy named Milky Way Outcast have put together, and it's based on my penny oscillator circuit that was a jewel thief, where right in here on the base circuit I had put a capacitor and a 1 meg variable resistor, and then I made the coils out of steel wire, twist tie wire, put a capacitor up here, and it run on very, very low input. And what this guy did right here, Milky Way Outcast, he took out the capacitor and the resistor, and the darn thing oscillates without that. If you have a very low power input, this will actually oscillate. Now I've got a radio here tuned to a null station so you can hear it. And that's what it sounds like. Now the capacitor I'm using is a 10 microfarad. You can go on up to 100 microfarad, and it changes the pulse rate, or you can go down. If I pull that capacitor, this will actually continue to oscillate, but you won't see much of a flash here because there's so little energy coming in there. Milky Way Conquest is the one that I'm really attributing to this find and this invention, and I'll give a link to his videos and then the Slider's videos. Now, what Slider's done with this circuit is he's linked them together, and he's joined up the output right here in a series fashion in such a way that he's actually gaining a voltage increase, a power increase by linking them together. And he wants to do a whole bunch of them and make like a power cube chip type of thing to show how you can have a very low input power source and then link these circuits together and come up with something that's really interesting. So anyway, what we're using here are chokes. These are chokes, one wound one way and one wound the other way. Like a jewel thief is where the start and the end go together, and then you link it up to a transistor. Now, normally there's a resistor in here and a normal jewel thief, and that's all there is to a jewel thief. Works down to about half a volt or so. Adding this capacitor right here, if the voltage is very low, it still oscillates. And I found that really, really interesting. Now, the reason I named my penny oscillator was because it would run on a battery made out of a copper penny. And a copper penny inside is zinc. If you take off the copper, the zinc. So you put the copper penny and then the sanded down copper penny on it, piece of paper towel, paper clip, some water between it, and now you got the power needed to run with these really low power oscillators.
Wow.
Now the granddaddy of all of this is
cool.
the penny oscillator, which is that right there, and that's made with those twist tie wires that you got at the dollar store, and then that circuit with the added 1 meg potentiometer, and then the capacitor going to the base. Now this project right here is a replication of one that Magnet Man 2000 posted, where he ran the thing, I guess, for a year on a battery. And I've been working on this for over a year, and it's really interesting. I may give a report, separate video on that. But basically, that penny oscillator is reduced down by not having a capacitor and a resistor between one of the coils and the base of the resistor. It's just naked. It's just simple. So I'm just calling it the simple penny oscillator. But this guy right here, Milky Way Outcast, I'll give the link to that video. And he put a microammeter on that thing. And this is running down in the microamps. I don't know what we can do with this, but when I heard this, what comes to my mind is pulse motor. I don't know. Maybe there's some way to take that pulse and use that pulse to trigger a pulse motor. I don't know. Anyway, that's the latest. Thank you to Slider and Milky Way Outcast for this, I'm considering a new circuit. Thank you.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
That's really neat.
Here's another one. This one's great too.
Perpetual.
Yeah, that looks neat.
Yeah, this one's a recent video.
Okay, happy holidays, everyone. I made a little motor to celebrate the holidays. I'm calling the 2024 holiday motor. It's just a floating type of rotor, very common idea. It's got a driver here, reed switch. It's got a transistor driver over here. Starts up once it gets going. And there's the circuit diagram. You can freeze frame it. Now, once it gets going, I can take the reed switch part out. And now it's just running on the transistor circuit, which is that one right there. You can freeze frame this and study the circuit diagram. Nothing fancy here. It's just something to celebrate the holidays. A little holiday motor. There was one thing that was a little unusual about this that I did. I've done this before, and when I did it before, I just put a hole in the lid, and it was kind of unstable. So I put this little plastic piece in here, and just thought, well, it's going to slow it down so much it won't work, but it didn't. I got the plastic piece just the right diameter, I guess, and when that thing starts spinning around, if you keep the weight down on it, it runs for a long, long time. Just on a push, and you could use a permanent magnet, or you could make up a coil driver like this. This is the easiest one. It's just the reed switch one. And once you get this thing revved up, I mean, the thing just goes for a long, long time just on inertia. And anyway, this was my 2024 holiday motor. Thanks for watching.
I have to build one of those. That's cool.
It's so simple too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
very
so
simple.
Like, you can't get any simpler than that. And I bet you if he had a really good AA battery in there, that thing would probably run well over a year, because it's only drawing microwatts of power.
Not only that, depending on the circuit that he has, if it's able to capture some of the electricity that's being generated, while the magnet's spinning, you can add to
Pickup
the
coils
efficiency
all the way around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pick up coils all the way around and dump it into a cap. And then now you can funnel that power into the source battery that's running the system. And you probably run for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Right?
That's so cool.
And
That's awesome, man.
And he's using lids from bottles.
Yeah, so that's the most ingenious thing that I like. I'm gonna have to try that because I have all those components right now. Exactly all of them.
Half his motors can fit in the palm of your hand. Like how easy is that, right?
That's cool. I'm wondering, can you buy those little mini coils that he was using to pulse?
No, just get the bobbins you use for the sewing machine. That's what he's using. The little bobbins you buy for the sewing machine that go underneath. That's all he's using is little bobbins.
And you just wind it around it?
Yeah, exactly. They don't even have cores in them. They're air coils.
Right. Right on. Sounds cool.
Guys, I'm just going to step up for a quick smoke. I'll be right back. You guys can chat it up.
All right.
So yeah, I'll give an update on my end actually while Mike is not there. So it's not a big time update, but just still pretty important. So just
let's see what you got.
What you got, man?
Oh yeah.
StreamYard, this one. Right.
Mr. Lania says you can use steel wool in core if you want more inductance. Thank you. All right, take it away, Phil.
Yeah, remember last time when I was talking about plagiarism, like my theory, the theory that I wrote in 2012 got plagiarized with a new theory called timescape, which it kind of replaces dark energy with time dilation. So I proposed that in 2012. I published a paper. Where on Science Direct here in Physics Procedure, and I was already proposing that the dark energy is just an illusion, and the real effect is a time dilation effect. So here you see a little graph with where the x-axis is the speed. Sorry, the y-axis is the speed, and the x-axis is the distance. So the farther you are away from the center of the universe, then the galaxies are gonna travel faster, and the faster like negatively or positively. So you're gonna have the because of the time contraction, the speed of the galaxies is gonna double, triple, and so on. The farther they are away from us. So it's very simple. The equations are extremely simple. This is high school algebra right here. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
explaining it very easily.
So
And
Phil, by replacing you said space time with time, or sorry, dark matter with
dark
time
energy.
dilation. Oh,
Yeah.
dark energy with time dilation. Does that have any effect or implications on Einstein's theories of light and space?
Yeah, actually, the cosmological constant that Einstein invented, it takes
Mhm.
out the cosmological constant that
So it
Einstein
changes his
invented.
theory.
Yeah, it changes the maths of his
Mm.
theory. And
Wow.
a couple of weeks ago, a group of physicists came
Mm.
out with exactly the same idea that that time dilation is actually that dark energy is an illusion, but the real effect is really is time dilation and time contraction, and they change. You know, they know about relativity, so they're able to change relativity, the equations of relativity here, as you can see.
Mhm.
So I don't really understand these equations, but it's just linear algebra with matrices and things like that. But the point is that the point is they it's really a copy of what I was suggesting like
So
12 years ago.
it's not like an extension of your work that's like more plagiarism. It's not like
Yeah,
they're like
exactly.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
not like they
so
said, "Oh, we're confirming what you said in your paper here."
yeah,
It's
exactly.
straight up like
They're not referencing me.
No
yeah.
science.
So I filed
Wow.
for plagiarism concern or archive uh, repository, the popular repository for scientific papers.
Sure.
I'm
Why
explaining
did
Yeah.
everything.
them first to tell them, hey, I have the rights over you already published, and if you don't mind, could you please cite me in your publication because this is, my invention that supersedes yours. You know,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying here.
Mhm.
I clearly state dark energy is an illusion based on the effect of time dilation, time contraction of the galaxies traveling away from each other.
Mm.
And yeah, so they publish a paper, blah blah. The paper I just presented. So yeah, so let's wait see what happens. But you gotta defend yourself, man. Otherwise, people are gonna
Mhm.
step on your toes, left and
Yeah.
right. Um, I also, again, I'm not gonna name names, but I also talked to a PhD, and they're pretty happy. They're pretty happy when you're not right. They reply to their message, but when they're not right, they're not gonna reply. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They're not gonna help you when they're not right. So yeah, that's again that's the I'm gonna let Sabine explain it here.
Oh, I don't get any. I'm not getting any audio. Yeah, we're not getting any audio.
Yeah, there's no audio on there. Yeah, no audio, Philip.
Anyway, I don't want to play too much
Yeah, I think I've seen
video.
that video. I saw that. That was posted this week, right?
Yeah, by Sabine. So don't want to play too much because for copyright issues, but yeah, that's what I want to say. But the other cool thing I want to say also is OpenAI. They created an engine to create videos, and it's pretty cool. Check this out.
I like that. That's neat.
Yeah. So you can create videos now with OpenAI. It's called Sora actually. You go on Sora.com and you have to pay $20 per month, but
Yeah, they're
it's,
coming out with some good AI programs for video creation now.
yeah, so Hollywood is gonna get replaced pretty soon, man.
I think so. Yeah. Well, Jay Widener, I follow his channel. He used to go on Coast to Coast quite a bit, and he says, "Yeah, Hollywood's going to probably be gone within the next few years."
Yeah,
Like there's just so much out there now that the average Joe Blow can be a producer. Cut his
yeah,
own
exactly.
movies. Develop his own characters, and yeah, it's just AI is just going to change everything.
Do
That's
you
gonna be bad.
do you wonder like how deep it could go? Like for example, these images. Well, what if we ask it like really we want to construct it, but using proper scales? Don't you think it'll give you the recipe on how to really, convert that image into real, not just an image? I mean, it's already an open AI, so it has vast amounts of information that it could, you know.
It's only going to get better and better the way I see it. Like I said, Hollywood's days are numbered, man. With all this AI stuff coming out, yeah,
You're not wrong. There's a good point that I make to that effect that I used to strive to be a musician. I wasn't good enough, but like people who are striving to be a musician now, you can go on Udio and produce like a song in
Yeah.
5 minutes that is straight up professional and legit. There's a couple of tweaks and you can't even tell. It's almost creepy the level of detail.
yeah. But like even like making ebooks, like there's guys out there making a ton of cash making their own ebooks using AI to actually make the book.
Oh
They
God.
Just write me a book.
Yeah, they just put in all the criteria that they want in the book and say write a 5,000 page book on this topic with all this criteria, and with a matter of less than 5 minutes, your book is done, and then you can publish
And there's
it.
there's a problem with AI though. When you spit out large amounts of information, you got to go through all that, make sure it's accurate. Because there could be parts of that it spits out that aren't entirely accurate.
Yeah. I'll be back 1 second. Just got to reset my printer here.
Maybe I should use AI. I could do a story about holes. But it might give me some great Star Trek ideas. I just put in the parameters and watch it go, but it may be fairly inappropriate for this whole channel.
Well, there's that one AI website, Jars, that I was using. Remember, to make the TV shows.
Yeah.
And you give it like a description, an idea, and characters, and then it would just make a TV show for you.
I don't know, man. It starts to suck. You'd have people like me making the movies, and then you'd be in real trouble.
But at least it's original, you know.
Well, it'd be original, all right, but yeah. At least it wouldn't be a bunch of dancing fairies half the time when you're trying to watch a show and then they start dancing around. I can't stand that crap.
Well,
Here's
what is
one
that?
fella
Shows
just-
that, like,
Yeah.
what's this called? It's skating. You know, on the Rideau Center, Mike.
What's
The
Say that
you know, on the Rideau Center, the people who skate with the music. How is it called again?
the Napster?
No, on the Rideau Center in Ottawa during the winter time. There are people that skate with the music.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How are they called again?
Oh,
I don't know, but that would be cool. See, you're going to a show expecting that. I didn't go to the movie to watch a bunch of people dance around like fairies and start singing. Okay? That's the shit that pisses me off. It's like, dude, if we're musical and I sign up to walk in that door, then sure, you got my attention. Other than that, please don't do it during a movie. Like, don't break out into song. Like, God,
musicals. Yeah.
I can't take it. Like,
yeah, musicals drive me batty.
I have to fast forward the whole thing and miss the plot and skip the whole episode or whatever it is. I cannot stand it.
That's how movies were made in the 1920s. It was all music based because remember in the 1920s they were all music based because they
Yeah, because back then it was all in the theater, right? They didn't have TV back then. Then the TV came out, and then you had, like Charlie Chaplin,
exactly.
It was all silent movies. There wasn't audio at that time.
Exactly, yeah.
So it was all that kind of stuff. And then, eventually the sound got added to the TV, and that just totally revolutionized the whole TV genre, right? That's where
I imagine Nathan in that time period getting angry at the show because it's
no, it'd be fine because you expect it. It's just like if you watch an SNL skit and all of a sudden they start wrestling in oil and you're like, what the hell's going on here? Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, why are you doing that?
Or you watch the Joker sequel expecting a really dark movie and then it just busts out into a musical the whole time.
Oh, dude, that's like painful. And then people are like, yay, let's watch this. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, all of you leave. Just get out. Just get the hell out.
You know, that movie fun because of that very reason. People were expecting a completely different movie and they got a musical.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand if you want to go see Cats or something and you sign up for that and you're like, hoo-hoo, this is great.
Yeah, if you know it's a musical, then, if that's your thing, then go see a musical. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Fiddler on the Roof is a classic, but when I watched Joker, I didn't expect that. That's just all I have to say.
Have you guys not watched kids' movies? Like kids' movies, they're filled with songs. Like probably no.
But that's kids, though. That's kids.
Yeah, but it's still a musical.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just everybody has different tastes, right? And what they want to watch, but.
Oh no, I love musicals. I love Disney movies and stuff, but like sitting down and watching the Joker sequel specifically, that kind of like it shocked me and it was kind of disappointing in a way, because you were expecting something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, AI is going to destroy Hollywood,
Yeah, it's going to replace a lot. We're going to see AI generated movies. We probably have already seen a few AI generated scripts for movies.
Yeah.
Things like what?
Go ahead, Phil.
Movies like Avatar and things like that. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be fully automated,
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh no. Oh, You don't need James Cameron to screw the movie up.
See, what Jay Widener was talking about, and he made a very good point. Back in the 80s and 90s, actually 70s, the writing was so much better. He says now the writing sucks.
Yeah.
Like there's no good writers anymore.
Yeah.
There's a few good still.
Yeah,
a few,
very
but it's
far
hard.
and
Yeah,
very few in between.
They like they like originality, and they just take same old franchise and you repeat like the 10th edition of the same freaking movie.
Yeah, like probably one of the best geniuses of our time was Daniel Kubrick. He did 2001 Space Odyssey and The Shining, and those movies are iconic. Those things are going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The writing stinks now.
It's like Star Wars. The original one were pretty pretty nice, and now the new ones. I didn't even watch it, but apparently the new ones is Luke Skywalker is a homeless dude, and
oh my god!
Oh my god! Phil's review of Star Wars. This is great. Come on, continue. I'm sorry.
What have they done to him? Oh my god!
Oh man, that's too good.
See, we're going off the rails again.
We're taking you to the movies, Phil, and having your commentary.
Oh, man. Could you imagine us doing a movie review on the space station?
Oh, that'd be great. Oh,
we'd tear it apart.
I really think we should approach NASA and say, "We got your next crew."
We'll fix all your holes. That might have came out wrong, NASA.
So quiet.
And what about James Bond, man? It's like what's James Bond's in the new Star Trek movies. They haven't released any James Bond movies recently in the last 10 years.
Trying to decide. Yeah, they're still trying to decide who the next James Bond is, I guess.
Yeah, they wanted I don't know I don't know what their agenda is, but I know the last one he didn't want to play anymore or something like that. For some reason, I don't know.
What's his name? He's the Australian guy, right?
Yeah,
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. He actually fits that part well. They picked a good Bond.
Yeah, but I think that the best Bond for me was Roger Moore.
Yeah, you think so? I don't think so. I didn't like Roger Moore at all.
Oh yeah, because he was kind of laughing at the same time, when he was winning a case, he was laughing at the enemy, so it was kind of funny. But what did you prefer? What's his name? The original one?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yeah,
I preferred him better over the other guy.
Sean Connery.
Yeah,
yeah. Sean Connery was good, obviously.
Yeah, the originals are always the best.
Yeah,
like over the holidays here, they actually had the Matrix, the very first Matrix, on YouTube, free.
Classic.
And I'm telling you, you can't beat that movie. That movie, oh,
I know it by heart.
I tell you.
Oh, I love that movie.
100 times. Like
I tell you what. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
If you watch that movie with a Smooth Video Project, it doubles your frame rate, and it makes action movies look a lot like. Sometimes you can make out the action a lot better. It's made a significant difference, and I've rewatched The Matrix specifically. It works so well with it.
Well, I can tell you the fourth one sucked.
Yeah. It was terrible.
The first two were decent. After that, then not so much. It's something I don't know. I just like the original.
You know what it was though, and this is my personal theory. the Wachowski brothers stole the source material from some lady who wrote a book. Okay, and they only had enough source material to do one movie. Okay, so they had to wing the second and third when it was so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Rambo. Rambo, the first one, was based on a novel.
First Blood.
Yeah.
And the fourth was just a straight up cash grab. That was terrible.
exactly.
I agree with Nathan. It wasn't thought out at all.
Yeah. Well, at least in Rambo, he stuck to who he was, huh?
Like the first
Rambo, I liked.
them, though. You know, the first three like really described a lot of scientific things. You know, like it had to do with computer science. It had to do with
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I like the Matrix and I like the first Terminator. All that
Yes.
stuff, you know.
Yeah. Like there was something that, you know, it gave you information to search about. Like, oh, is this possible? Is there something like, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think these
A lot
movies,
to think about.
I think these movies are a preview of what's coming down the line as far as tech. Terminator, you got Skynet. Now you got these drones flying all over the place, just like in Terminator. Just like in Terminator, no different. You know, AI, Skynet. They just opened a Skynet computer system in Germany this last week. If anybody heard about that.
Of course, it'd be the Germans.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, they're all linked up with Google now. They're calling it a Skynet system. So
Carl Schwab.
That's literally what they're calling
Germans,
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they're calling
the
it.
Germans and their Carl Schwabs.
Yeah.
The deep state guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
the guy from the World Economic Forum, that guy's the devil. He is the devil.
Yeah.
These like nets of like Skynet or any satellite configuration. Like, for example, what we're talking about right now, would that cause a filtration system to where that our conversation goes to? You know, what server, what country?
Sure. Well, you got
Right.
Starlink satellite. Look at the Starlink satellite. That's all part of the Skynet system.
One of the big problems with the we had I forget what it was called. It was exposed during the Edward Snowden incident. But one of the dragnets that we have on basically the entire world, the CIA does. One of the big problems is they only had a handful of people who had access to that information, right? But now we have artificial intelligence that can scrub through everything. You know what I mean? So that's scary in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's
weaponizing it, right?
Yeah.
No.
So if
I think it's called like picking up the chatter, because chatters, this is what they refer to as chatter, is more of deep scientific information.
You tell him, Phil.
I had to show that.
I don't take no shit.
That was awesome.
Nathan's artwork for the week.
Yeah. Thanks. Actually, I'll post.
Make sure you add that to your report.
For the haters.
Oh man, yeah, but it's you're pulling the words out of my mouth, Nathan.
Perfect.
Yeah, when they take Phil's ideas, he's like, "Yeah, you think that." Top secret.
So funny, man.
Was that? I guess that AI driven, or you did that?
I did that.
Based?
I was in there messing around and making another video, and I thought, "Oh, this is great. I have to do this."
Yeah, with all these, he's so easy, man. It's like, geez, so easy to get.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's one thing that you could use AI for, and I've actually done this, making the power cell, is I'm using the AI chat to help develop the cell. It's given me a lot of ideas to try and solutions to problems in that. So in that aspect, AI can be a very powerful tool. But
Yeah, or
Yeah.
you could just be teaching the whole world how to build your cell without you even knowing it
yeah,
by teaching AI exactly what to look for.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, but the AI can only help you with what it's
with the
trained on.
experiment, yeah,
You'll
What
be
it's
on a list soon.
So
yeah,
it probably
I
doesn't
probably
know.
already am.
Well, the government's scrubbing it, so you're on the list. So
Yeah.
they said you got too much technology.
I'm too smart for these guys.
No, but
Right.
you know what I mean. The AI is trained on a pack of knowledge, but it probably doesn't know about the negative energy and things like that. So
No,
it cannot help you for that aspect. You know what I mean?
yeah, like as far as like chemical compositions and particle stuff, particle science stuff, it actually has helped me out quite a bit. Give
Yeah,
me some ideas for experiments to try to see the reactions I'm getting with the
yeah,
elements that I'm working with. And the thing is, with the whole power cell thing, is I'm trying to make it that it's all household items and they're non-toxic, non-explosive. You don't have to worry about, having a Tesla blow up like a Roman candle. You know what I mean? So that's kind of important to me. I could go and build the most powerful battery on the planet, but if it's going to put people in danger, like the lithium ion batteries are, why would I want to do that? I want to build something
Right.
that's stable. I want to build something that's going to last, right?
Exactly. It's like these new batteries that are coming out. Like I'm hearing, oh, this new battery, but it has radioactive material. And I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man. I've spent way too much time around radioactive material. I don't need anything more.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what happened.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not gonna lie. It made me a little loopy.
Yeah, if you shut the lights off and there's still light in the room, you got a problem.
Well, there's no light if I shut my mouth.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
But
Wow. That was pretty descriptive.
yeah, but like some of the stuff that I've utilized in the cell will totally surprise some people. It's just unbelievable.
and it's pretty funny since the AI is there. I've got like people claiming to be script writers. They want to write script for my book, but the truth is, it's really easy to use AI to write a script for you. So yeah, right. I'm gonna pay them to use the AI to write a script for me. So might as
Yeah.
well use it. They think
Yeah,
you don't know.
you're
So
paying
there's a
me
lot of
to
scam.
have AI to write the script for you, huh?
Sorry.
Yeah. I said, pay me to have
Yeah.
AI to write the script for you.
Yeah. So I just give
Huh?
you an idea
no,
to
no,
scam.
no space
Eh?
stations and no nuts.
Hey.
But
Yeah.
yeah, this technology is just moving so fast. If you guys want a good read, Art Bell, the radio host guy back in the 80s and 90s, he wrote a book called The Quickening. You should read it. It's actually a very good read. It's about how time seems it's speeding up. Technology and progress is speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, and it's pretty much he wrote the book back in the 90s, mid 1990s, and everything that he talks about in this book back then is happening right now, which is mind blowing.
Oh yeah.
And Terrence McKenna, he's another one too. Look up Terrence McKenna, and he talks about all this stuff, singularity and AI coming up and virtual reality. These guys were talking about this stuff in the mid 90s.
What
And
happened
It's
to
funny.
Art
It's
Bell? I
funny.
used to listen to him.
who's
It's
that? Art
funny.
Bell?
Yeah.
Art Bell, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away in 2016, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's funny that the writing of Nostradamus ends right now. I think they end in the beginning of this millennium. I guess he didn't want to talk about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It was too traumatic.
Yeah. No doubt. Some people would be rolling in their graves right now if they knew what was going to happen like 10, 15 years down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Terrence McKenna, if he was alive today, oh man, he'd be dumbfounded. He got it so right.
I know Tesla would be furious how we've been stuck for so long. He would be
Yeah.
absolutely fuming. He'd be like, "You all are morons."
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, but it's all
Be schmucks.
You're
Yeah,
smart.
we are schmucks because
Yeah.
we are all, even the military is manipulated by money. So
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, you're not wrong, Phil. You're not wrong. That's absolutely correct. So
They want to monetize everything into a money cycle first. They want to first benefit monetarily, and then they'll say, okay, for whatever inventions comes afterwards. But they make
yeah,
sure
right.
they have a money cycle for whatever it is first, and then
exactly,
so.
exactly. So if they have if it fits their agenda, then you're gonna be part of it. Otherwise, they're just gonna ignore you.
Schmuck a duck. Mr. Lanius.
The chat's completely
Remember,
different than the show.
remember during the COVID, they kept saying follow. They kept saying, "Oh, follow the science." They kept saying that, trust the scientists and all that. But the scientists, they trust their wallet. So while they were saying trust the scientist, trust science, I was saying follow the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would go by follow the money first.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
Uh,
it's so
But-
bad.
Yeah, it's scary to think what's going to happen in the next 5 years by 2030. It just, I don't know if it scares me or intrigues me or.
well, I don't think we're gonna get nuclear. I don't think we're gonna get nuclear because
Yeah.
that's gonna destroy the deep state as well. So
Yeah.
they
They're
don't
going
want
to
that.
just go super stealth, super hypersonic speeds. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah,
I think everybody knows it's pretty much suicide to use nukes. So it's like, why even put them on the table? Because you're just going to vaporize the entire planet.
well, the people are doing that to negotiate. That's why in North Korea, they're threatening everybody. They in Iran, they
Yeah,
want to negotiate. That's their strategy.
they're using the nuclear thing as an ace in the pocket for negotiating.
Exactly.
It's the dumbest thing that they could all do. Achieving nuclear state. It's about the advancement in science. For getting credit. Like this country developed this, but it's not ever meant for because it directly harms them. Directly harms them. So who would be dumb enough? I think
Yeah.
the countries that have that is just as a it's a think of it like a degree in their scientific world of that country, their scientists were it's a credit to
Yeah,
the
but it's not necessarily their scientists. Maybe they hired an ex Russian, an ex Rush like
I mean, it's like soccer. You could go hire a soccer player from the best part of the world to play for your team, but if they're still call him or you understand, it's I don't know.
You know
Yeah,
what?
but
Like the way I see it too is, you got Putin, you got all these troublemakers. they're all in their 70s, pushing 80. They might be around maybe another 5 or 10 years if they're lucky. So we just got to worry about the new schmucks coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's up with Putin? He's president forever. There's no time off for their mandates.
No, he got rid of term limits. He's installed himself as like a permanent dictator.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So can you imagine Trump does the same thing? He changes the laws Can you imagine Biden doing the same thing? He changes the laws right before Trump gets inaugurated.
Oh God,
No, please.
we don't need that. Please no.
Well, there's only so much the executive branch can do without the Congress itself. So that there's protections from stuff like that. Honestly, it's not really a concern. I don't think.
I think he'll die first.
Yeah,
like
you might be right, Nathan.
We'll get Kamala. Oh, I'll be unburdened by what has been.
Like I can just forget this nightmare.
I'll be doing Kamalaism instead of pledging to the flag.
We got to get rid of our Trudeau.
How long does he have in his term left?
Well, right now they're really putting pressure on him now to call an election.
Even his Liberal team wants to get rid of him.
Yeah. Yep. They want to throw him overboard.
Throw him under the bus as soon as possible.
Getting a little too high off his own farts.
Yeah, and then he's gonna jump on a plane and he'll spend his last days on the planet in China.
Yeah,
like Maurice Strong. Remember that guy? Maurice Strong. He was the guy who started. He was an oil tycoon in Calgary, and he got into United Nations as he started the Green Movement at the UN. So
I knew his name sounded familiar.
This was back in the late 60s, early 70s. And he was the guy that really kind of pushed the Green Movement, that whole narrative. And after he retired, he lives in communist China in a gated community, impossible to get a hold of. You can't, well, I don't even know if he's still alive, but yeah, he's just one of those schmucks that did a lot of damage and, start hiding in China. So
good, send all those schmucks there.
Oh, that's where all the schmucks live.
That is what countries used to do, is used to exile people. I mean, it's, if you look at history, there have been few historical figures that have been exiled out of, this country or that country.
Well, look at Russia. Perfect example. After Gorbachev was pushed out and Putin came in, Gorbachev retired and lived his rest of his life in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And
a little too close to comfort.
Pierre Trudeau, he moved to Florida as well. A lot, even who was the other one? There was another one.
Trudeau moved to Florida.
Yeah, they all moved to Florida. Like, it's weird. It's like a safe haven for ex-presidents and prime ministers.
Yeah, that's why I moved out of that place.
Wow.
All the rats from Canada, they end up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like somebody took America and held it and then shook it, and all the crazy people seem to fall down to
Florida. Right down to Florida. hey, it's that old saying, shit rolls downhill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But by the way, did you have you heard about the drones? They're spraying smart dust
or something. Yeah,
a fog. You call it smart dust. It's like nanoparticles or something like that.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, I think you were talking about that on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted that on APEC or my group or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. They're gonna track us. They're redoing what they felt with the COVID, because with the COVID there were too many rebels that didn't want to get vaccinated. So now they're using nanoparticles.
Oh
Well,
god.
they were doing the chemtrails for years and years, doping the ionosphere, and
Yeah,
now it's starting to come out that they've been doing weather modification for years,
exactly.
years.
But the weather modification, um, actually, it opens the the sea roads up in northern Canada, so it
Yeah,
melts the ice in
right.
northern Canada, and the trade, major trade is going to be using the naval sea path over there,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's gonna bypass it. It's gonna. That's what Trump want to do. He want to do either the Panama Canal or using the northern
yeah.
the,
Up
the
through
northern.
Alaska, right near Baffin Island. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why they don't really care about.
You chose taco dust. There's white people tacos you made.
Oh man,
Oh dang!
the man with too much time on his hands.
Look at the detail.
Also, some pretty vicious flames. Oh god.
Oh, it's his new thunderstorm generator.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a new
He's created
free
some
energy.
plasmoids.
Yeah,
The
the
new
plasmoids
free
coming out of
energy,
your butthole.
free energy propulsion.
I got your propulsion right here.
Yeah, here it is. Right out of my butt.
Oh, Joe's
Your
gonna kill me
presentation for
tomorrow.
APEC.
Oh,
Oh god.
oh my. Oh, that's what happens when I make tacos. It just blasts all out, man. Never
Tacos
good.
are good, man.
New butt-powered scooter.
Butt powered scooter.
Oh,
But,
he
yeah,
said it's 100% white people tacos. Joe did.
See what it says at the bottom. See what it says at the bottom of my screen. Innovative minds. Innovative minds. Quote
we
unquote.
need to be inspired,
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh.
And the minds of artists are truly created is by inspiration.
Oh, don't catch me at 4 a.m. on Facebook, man, because that's when that stuff comes out.
But
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, to go back to the northern trade, like sea trades, there's gonna be war with Russia because they tried to take. I think China tried to take Greenland, or they
Yeah.
slowly tried to take control of Greenland.
Yeah, I heard there's going to be a fight for the North because
Yeah,
if you can take over that area and get that sovereign area, then you can have your vessels go from the Pacific to the Atlantic.
yeah, exactly.
Right, it's an alternative route.
Yeah.
So, but what's Canada going to do about it? They're
Yeah, but
interfering in our sovereign waters, right?
But that's why Trump wants to annex Canada.
Well, we're so tightly knit as it is, anyways. If the U.S. were to say, "Hey, yeah, we can assist in, protecting your sovereign waters," would you do it? I think Canada would say, "Sure, help us out." I don't think they would refuse.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but all Trump has to do is like give away like an S Canada for $5. I mean, we're such in deep shit right now because of Trudeau.
Deep shit.
You know, all he has to do is it's gonna cost him $5 to do so. So doesn't matter at that point. We can't even win the junior world tournaments in hockey anymore. We lost every game of the junior world championships.
What? We used to be stealing your guys' hockey players here in Michigan.
I know we
like, 'cause you had
lost.
such the best.
We lost every game, every single game of the finals, the semifinals, the demifinals, the quarterfinals. We lost everything in the junior
Oh,
hockey
wow.
league. It's horrible, man. It's like the that's the Trudeau effect, you know.
The judo effect.
The Trudeau effect. It's like a disease. He's like a disease.
I know. It's like a it's like a
We'll
cancer.
release the Trudeau virus on you.
Exactly, you got it, man. The Trudeau virus.
Yeah.
It's a virus that spreads all over.
Yeah.
But every time he speaks, he says, "Oh, Canadian." In French, it's French. You have to put a gender to the when you say Canadian. So he always says, tous les Canadiens et les Canadiennes. No, every Canadians wants this. No, we never said we want that. You know, he speaks in our name. You know,
Yeah.
we never said what he says we want. You know what I mean? He always speaks the same way. He says, "Oh,
He's
les
the
Canadiens,
last
les
guy you
Canadiennes
want.
veulent ça." So,
He's the
sorry.
last guy you want to represent.
Yeah,
Justin.
exactly. So,
No representation, like, you know, or like different or state, city, or county, or I don't know how you divide Canada.
Provinces.
Yeah, provinces. Do you have like provinces representatives, you know, in the government, or
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
our premiers, right?
yeah,
So each province has a premier, right? And then that's at the provincial level, and then the Fed, right?
a little bit like United States. You have certain laws at the provincial levels, and some other at the federal level. Yeah,
can you, like, if you as a civil, like as a citizen civilian, is there like a place where you can suggest things for the government, you know, not due to a problem as a court case or anything, but just as a preventative suggestion in, you know, politics and stuff like that? Is there something like that in Canada?
to send suggestion to Trudeau.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should retire. I think he should get away as far as possible from North America.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, they'll seize your bank account. That's what Trudeau does.
I know.
Take your
Yeah.
money.
Send him to Siberia or something like that.
Send him Phil's middle finger picture.
Yeah. There's your going away gift.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
That guy is just a friggin' train wreck. Just a train wreck.
Oh man.
I'm trying to find one more video here on lid motor. He made this really cool motor.
But have you guys noticed politicians? Politicians, it's always everybody who fails in law or acting and ends up a politician.
Yeah, we need more engineers and scientists for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. Here we go again. Oh God.
Mr.
I
T,
pity the fool. Tell me them lies.
Mr.
Oh
T.
man.
They're not talking about that turbo energy, boy.
Oh God, I gotta remove that. Oh, oh Lord, Lord have mercy. Oh God,
I told you, 4 a.m.
wow,
That's great.
that's something else.
I love the mohawk and little Ben. It was
That is so funny.
Oh, my stomach's hurting. Oh,
Oh,
oh God.
Mini Mr. T. Mini Mr. T.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Mini
That's
me.
Mr. T's long lost child. The brother from another mother.
Mini Mr. T. Mini T. Mini T. There you go. Mini T. I'm going to call
Little
you Mini
T.
T.
Mini T.
Oh, God. Oh,
The
my
perfect
eyes are. I got tears in my eyes. Lulu, what'd you think of the artwork?
No, but I was saying like Ben's face is like reaction is priceless. Like you know with that.
Oh, jeez.
He's teaching me how to pity the fool. It's like
fool.
live in action. Teach.
Oh,
it's so great.
well, I don't know if I could top that.
I stopped trying to top Nathan a long time ago.
Wow.
Oh my.
Wow. Oh, I want to show this video. It's another lid motor video. He calls it his rubber band jewel thief. This is cool because I know Ben's working on the jewel thief. So I want to show him this video.
Ooh, yes,
It
I
is the
love the
coolest thing ever. You got to watch this.
Google AI helps you find your best
Wow,
customers
commercial.
by optimizing your campaigns in real time. Start.
Yeah.
A fun
Shut
thing
up.
I came up with. I'm just calling it the rubber band jewel thief. And I got a big kick out of these
Oh, reed switch.
little projects. They don't take a lot of time, but they're fun. And this operates like a jewel
Interesting.
thief. And how it works is there's a couple of magnets here on a rubber band. There's a reed switch right here, electromagnet power source, which is the AA battery. And this, all this is like I say, a reed switch and a coil of wire. And when the magnet gets close to the reed switch, it turns on the juice that pulls the magnet in, actually pushes it away. And then and when it pushes it away, the switch goes off and the circuit's broken, and then it bounces back and it starts oscillating again.
See, that's
come on.
bouncing. This is vibrating. Look.
See the magnet going
It's
back.
vibrators,
Oh,
he
that's
said.
so
And
It's
this
a
is
vibrator. Micro
and
vibrator.
the LED is operated with the
branching into a new
field of
science,
that
huh?
coil. When the energy
High-tech
comes
vibrators.
back out of the coil, it comes out in a high
0 point
voltage, low
energy
amperage
power.
deal that lights the LED, because you couldn't light it up with a AA battery, and that's why the jewel thieves were so fascinating.
He's
is
the
you could
original
take a
researcher for the
battery that was
vibrator.
dead and make an LED go off of a dead AA battery, and so they named it the jewel thief because it stole the last.
You could
little
also
bit
use
of
that as a mini
out of a
speaker.
dead
You know
AA
that,
battery.
right?
Yeah.
Now,
That's how a
on the
speaker works.
transistor versions
Yeah.
of this, they stop
And it's
working
free
the
to oscillate with the
transistors
rubber.
down at
That's
around
genius.
half a volt, little less than half a volt on most of them. This one here, because it's mechanical, I got this to run all the way down to 0.2 volts, and it would still pull that magnet in enough to operate the reed switch. And so anyway, I got a kick out of this, and I got a radio here so you can hear the sound of it. And I can vary the frequency by moving this in and out.
Sounds like an engine.
That's tapping 0-point energy, folks.
That's cool. Is that 2 magnets on
Yeah,
that
2 magnets.
rubber
Yep.
band?
Yeah, one on
And
each
they're
side.
stuck together.
Yeah,
between...
it just
And at that
puts it
point
together.
there, he really looks like it's on all the time. And even though it's not, it's
That
oscillating.
simulates a
But
reed switch. Is that simple, huh?
anyway, I just thought that I would share that with some of the people that like these little simple projects, that you can make a mechanical jewel thief using a rubber band and a couple of nails, and then a couple of needle magnets put on either side of the rubber band, and a reed switch that's positioned next to the coil, and you can make an oscillator. And this is a mechanical, electrical oscillator. And like
It's
I
an
said, it's called
oscillator,
the rubber
Nathan.
band jewel thief, and
Not a
and
vibrator.
lid motor, and it's
Sounds like a
24th of
vibrator.
July 2016,
Yeah.
and that's my rubber band jewel thief.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
What'd you think of that?
They took the place of the
That was
jewels,
really
that's
cool.
for sure.
What's that?
Sounds like resonance, like what Tesla was working on when you want to destroy buildings and stuff like that.
Can you imagine that little thing destroying a building? It's like we're getting ready to demolish a building, guys. You bust out this little tiny circuit that size. It's almost
Tesla's
comical.
earthquake machine.
You
Nice.
like set it down on the ground. Everybody back up, real. But I can
Yeah,
imagine
I'm gonna
it's not
vibrate
that
you to
far
death.
off.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in jail and telling the deputies, "Get me out of here, or I'll break the whole jail."
Yeah.
You take it out of your pocket.
A micro earthquake machine.
Yeah.
That's funny. But no, that's cool. I'm gonna have to try that. That's very neat. I love like ingenious, handmade, improvised stuff like that.
Yeah, it's such a simple circuit. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
Used a magnetic reed switch, the little glass tube ones, the vacuum tube reed switch.
Right. Yeah. So I don't have money to buy a reed switch, but I have a rubber band and 2 of those magnets. So that's awesome. I can make myself a small little coil,
Yep.
you know.
It's using the the little bobby that you use for the sewing machine.
Yeah, my girlfriend sews, so I can grab one of those that she's not using, just wind one up.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Very simple little experiments, but they actually exhibit, drawing in the negative energy into the system. Yep. Very cool stuff. I've been watching that guy for years now. He's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's a cool channel. I'm gonna check out his stuff. Definitely gonna try to build that mechanical reed switch with the rubber band. That looks cool.
I thought you would like that one because I liked it when I saw him. Like, damn, so
It's
easy.
fun. Yeah, it's something fun. Like it's one thing to build a circuit and have a light up, but you're building a little miniature like oscillator with a with a pulse to it, and now you can kind of make a miniature speaker or something. That's what I'd probably do.
Yeah, I just put the link in the chat there for lid motor.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. I'm about to subscribe to that.
Let's say libido motor.
The what?
Oh, Lin motor. Sorry.
Lid motor, veto motor.
Couldn't read.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff out there. Yeah, and a lot of these videos, some of them are quite a few years old. There was one other guy I wanted to search here. For some reason, I got a brain fart and I can't think of his channel. Let's see if I can find him. I thought I had the subscription to his thing. I hate that when I'm looking for something and I can't find it.
That's
Never
a problem.
fails. He does a lot of great stuff too. He does a lot of the jewel thief stuff. Can't believe I can't find him. This is crazy. Because I want to share it, and I can't find the station. Anybody else have stuff they want to share?
Oh, I got stuff I can share, but I don't know if you want to see it.
Oh, put it. Send me the thing first, and
I
let
think
me
we know what to
screen it.
expect.
Let me screen it first. Oh my God, I can only imagine.
I can only imagine too.
Well, hold on.
It's gonna be awesome. Come on, Nathan. You gotta
We
do
were
it.
we were having fun with Joe one day, so I made a video of him as a biker.
Jailbreak the StreamYard.
Oh, hit mute, hit mute, hit mute, hit mute. You gotta hit mute.
Hit mute.
Because it's
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Okay, try it now. You know, doing flash dance. Yeah.
oh,
Man.
just fun.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I think the rest of it we'll just leave alone.
yeah, yeah, you can't let everything out in one night. You gotta spread it out a little.
Oh, the music was the best. Yeah, you kind of have to. I don't know if you heard it because it started singing "Maniac for Love." It was hilarious.
Hold on, I think it might be.
Yeah, to mute it.
Yeah, I don't want to get him a copyright because he will get one for that.
Is this it? Hold on. I think I might have found it.
You find it?
I think so. Hold on. Where are you? I know you're here. Aha! That's it. That's
All right.
all right. Laser saber. Okay, where do I start with this guy? This guy has been putting out stuff since about 2009. He doesn't make any money on YouTube whatsoever. He might do a post maybe once or twice a year. Let's see. I want to show you. Oh yeah, Super Looper. Yeah. Maybe I'll show this one. Screen here.
So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show in this video, I'll cut and show some of the testing that I did that led to these improvements. I found these large pot cores on eBay the other day, and I was really interested in getting back to this circuit and doing some more experimentation with it. I 3D printed a ton of bobbins, and that's really the only difference with this unit over the previous builds that I've done. I used to use a bobbin like this, and I put my primary down first and then my secondary over that. And on these ones, I'm actually stacking it. So I'm experimenting with all types of arrangements and configurations. But the one I've got here that so far seems
Are you guys hearing music?
It's got 4 coils. And the primary is
I don't hear
this
music.
bottom and top coil. And
Yeah,
then
on my end. Hold on.
the inside 2 coils. And they are wired together in parallel. But anyway, I'll get into more details on all of that in a follow-up video. In this video, I just want to document with where I'm at with the circuit, performance that I'm currently at, and then I will move from these runtime tests with a single LED to trying to create a lamp. In the past, I made some pretty cool flashlights with this circuit, where 1 second of crank time for charging would give you a minute plus runtime on the flashlight. Now I'd really like to improve the circuit and try to make something more like a reading lamp with it. All right, enough talking. Let's do the test. So what I'm going to do these runtime tests with is this film capacitor. This is a 0.75 microfarad 400 volt film capacitor. And the first test I'm going to do is just with a standard LED, no SGR looper circuit involved at all. But we're just going to see the runtime with just a single LED and a resistor with the energy that's in this film cap. So I'm going to disconnect it from the power supply. And I'm going to go ahead and connect this. And we're just going to kind of get a baseline. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I'd say about 5 seconds, give or take, of runtime with the energy that's in this film capacitor. So now I'm going to get that out of here. We're going to go ahead and charge this up again. And we're going to connect the circuit with this new coil up to this film capacitor. And then we'll disconnect and do a runtime test. So we're connected. You can see that the LED is lit. Now it's pulsing because this is a ringer circuit. So you can see there in my hand, the light from the LED pulsing and flickering. That's the nature of these ringer circuits. I can adjust that frequency by adjusting over here. I can crank it up, and that's what I'm going to do for the reading light. I'm going to add more resistance here. In this case, what I've got is a diode with a capacitor across that, just to tune it a little bit. But let's go ahead and do a runtime test here. So we're going to disconnect it. So last time we got 5 seconds. Now, of course, with it pulsing, we of course will get longer runtime. But let's check this out. We're just running along here. See the flicker? And this runs a really long time for running on less than a microfarad, 0.75 microfarad, 400 volt film cap. I'm really impressed with this level of performance. I've never been able to get a runtime like this on a film capacitor, that capacity with the old coil winding arrangement that I used to use. So definitely some improvement. Definitely going to keep experimenting. I've got a lot more ideas I want to try, but this experimentation's already paid off with the improvements that you see here. So I'll let this continue to run, but wow, that's some pretty good performance. And definitely better than anything I've seen before. I guess while this circuit's running, I can explain a little bit about it and how it works in the flashlights. So using this circuit in the flashlights, we were able to use an electrolytic capacitor. We did some flashlights with a supercapacitor. Those flashlights had a runtime in the hours. But what was really cool in the end, we called the flashlights the Tesla torch, and in the end we were using these electrolytic capacitors. And these, coupled with a very simple hand crank generator like this, would charge pretty much instantly. For every second you would crank the handle, you would get a minute plus of runtime on the light. So 10 seconds of cranking would give you 10 minutes of usable flashlight light with just an electrolytic capacitor.
That's a really good
that was
idea.
really cool, and I've always wanted to go back and experiment more with this circuit and test some more ideas. I did find these new supercapacitors that I really like.
Yeah, well, anyways, it's a long video, so but Laser Saber, yeah, you want to check out his channel as well. He's got some really cool stuff there. He's also did Atma motors, atmospheric motors,
Nice.
hydrostatic motors. He's got probably one of the best builds I've ever seen. And he actually had one hooked up to a drill bit, and he was actually able to drill holes through wood with this motor. Yeah, check that out. It's really, really cool. Yeah, there's some guys out there that are really making some cool stuff, and
Yeah, I
And
definitely agree.
if you notice, Ken Wheeler, his
Yeah.
channel, he used to make like cool experiments before, but now it's just
yeah, he just talks now.
he's just babbling or rambling and things like that. And
Yeah, he's done that for a while now. I haven't seen him do a live demo of any kind of project in probably over a year, if not
yeah,
longer.
and he has like thousands of subscribers to his channel.
Yeah, he's like an Ashton Forbes. Same deal.
Hey, he's too pissed off to do any actual experiment. They call him the angry photographer.
Who do they call that?
That's what his
Ken?
name.
Ken Wheeler,
Yeah, Ken
yeah.
Wheeler, the angry photographer. That's what he refers to himself
That's
as.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more into philosophy than actually doing science. If he does the science, I haven't seen it. The last thing that I saw, what he made was pretty cool. He did the ferrofluid where he was able to put the magnet on the ferrofluid,
Yeah.
and it
I
would
saw the same
show-
thing.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of making that. That was the last good thing I've seen him make. Really,
And that was a while ago. He put that
was
out
well
there.
over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, his chats aren't even about science.
what's that?
His chats aren't even about science.
Yeah, a lot of it isn't. A lot of it's philosophy, what's going on in the world, and
Yeah.
yeah,
But no, he's just rambling and repeating himself over and over again. So, but there was one experiment that was pretty cool. Is he had a magnet. A magnet. I forgot the details, but it was a spinning magnet that was kind of locked at a certain angle. And I had an explanation for it. He could not explain it, but I forgot the details. But it was pretty cool. His stuff. I need to check it to search for it. But anyways,
Huh.
he's a has been, I guess.
Yeah,
Mike,
well,
hey Mike,
mm-hmm.
he's a has been.
Has been. Yeah, I think personally, like I like in the beginning. Don't get me wrong; he's intelligent. He had some good stuff back then, but I just think now, like you said, everything's all repeated. It's just like he's kind of like lost the kind of whole direction he was going in. It's just talk now.
Yeah.
It's sometimes he'll talk about magnetism or 0 point energy or stuff like that, or Tesla or heavy side or whatever. But more and more, I'm not hearing that stuff anymore. Like he's lost his ideas, I guess. It seems like it's gone stale, right?
The guy is getting depressed or something.
But yeah,
I don't know if he can make pretty good money doing what he's doing, man. All more power to him,
Well, maybe it's working for him. Maybe this format is making him money, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
To each his own, I guess, right?
He claims he's not making money with his channel, but I don't think it's true.
You don't think he's making money on his channel?
No, he claims he's not making money, but I don't think. I think he does.
He's got how many subscribers does he have?
Who?
At least 40,000.
Who doesn't make money?
Ken Wheeler.
Oh, Ken Wheeler makes money on his channel.
Yeah, but he claims he doesn't.
Oh, I don't know. He makes all kinds of chat money and stuff like that too. So
yeah, he's got to be making something.
Yeah.
He's kind of like more or less now he's like an open blog. He's a vlogger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He talks about politics and whatever.
That I've seen.
Yeah.
And there's a big audience that likes to talk about that stuff, right? Well, we do it too, but not like to the degree. Like, yeah, we kind of we like going off the rails, but we like to go back on the rails again. And, that's why, it's good to do stuff like that. Kind of have a bit of a contrast in the show. Oh, what happened to Ben?
There he is.
Ben.
Sorry about that.
Mini
No,
T.
I went to go
Mini T.
Mini
open a no.
Little
I went
T.
to go open another tab to look up something, and I keep getting this music, and I think I have like a pop-up or a virus or something on my web browser because it keeps on giving me like this looped music. So I
It's
have
the
to mute
A-team
it.
trying to connect to you.
Oh God, no! I think
They want you in the front seat of the van.
So say Ken Wheeler 3 times. He's gonna appear right behind you.
Oh God, he better not. I'm defending myself.
Yeah, you just
Oh, wow.
just go up to him and say, "Shut up, fool."
Oh, so great.
I got plan number 1 and plan number 2.
Ben T.
Mini T versus Ken Wheeler.
There you go, Mike. You can put it up one more time.
Yeah, here we go. Everybody take a screenshot.
I pity the fool.
So great.
Oh, man. Anyways, we're at the top of the hour. I guess we'll end this before we go off the rails another. But chat was good tonight. Yeah, chat was on fire. Thanks a lot, chat, for all your questions, comments. Our panel. Nathan, you're doing a show tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Joe and I are going to talk about something he hasn't told me yet.
Oh, ooh, mystery. I like
Yeah.
mysteries. Right on. So, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
Right at Nathan, Old Man Builds. Everybody check it out. Lulu, thanks a lot for joining us. Ben, Philip.
Thank you, Lulu.
We'll see everybody again next Friday.
Thanks, Mike. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Take care.
Good night.
Take it easy.
Oh, guys, just stay on for a minute. Okay. Take care.